What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and ADA. Those are the four we're going to be going over. We're going to be looking at them on the one-day time frame. Right now, Bitcoin's sitting at $61,887. We're up about 1%. What I want to do is something a little bit different here, guys. We're going to take a look at the line graph. And what the line graph is going to do is show the close of the prices. So you're going to get a little bit better support and resistance than you would with candles. And what I want to do is step back today on all these prices and kind of show you where we're at and where we may be heading. Let's take a look at some targets. Let's play around a little bit. If you guys like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and also give me your target of where you think Bitcoin's going to be at the end of the year. So we're talking December 31st. I want to know where you think it's going to be. So as what we're looking at for Bitcoin here on the line graph, basically each time when we either consolidate or we have really nice retracements, you can see back in here we had this really big retracement correction, guys, then we get these explosive moves. Another big correction, then we get these explosive moves. And what you could see over here, basically we were having higher highs, but they weren't expanding. You can see here where we had this big expansion and then it got shorter to here, then it was shorter to here. You want to see those big moves, and what you can see is from this retracement that we had, we got one of those expansions. So now what we've been dealing with is consolidation. So we've been moving sideways, and we'd say roughly between about 66,153 and I'd call it 58,164. So almost bouncing in this range right now. But what looks good for Bitcoin is that we're consolidating on top of basically $60,000, guys. This whole range here, this whole chop of range. And what's nice is if we can build support on that, that could really allow us to have that next big leg to the upside where we could target, you know, $75, $80, $85,000 before another potential retracement. So when we take a look at these here, guys, what I want to do is measure them. Okay, so if we take our price range from where we broke out and we go up, this last one was about 48%. So basically say we break out from where we're at here and we go up 48%. So let's take it up 48%. We're not even go from the top of the breakout, just from where we're at right now. That there, if we had the same performance, could take us up to around $91,000. So say we have some underperformance. We don't have as big a leg here, and it shortens up a little bit. So say we even, I will go conservative, we'll say we get a 30%er. So that'd put us right around that $80,000. So in my opinion, the trend's been up. That's the easiest path that price action can take, is up, and most likely after we consolidate out of here, we're going to get one of those big moves to the upside, and it's going to be price discovery. I want to see Bitcoin discover or have some price discovery around like $75,000, $80,000. See what we do up in those ranges. That's what's going to be most important. So we don't want to lose 58,162 as support, because if we do start dropping down through there, then we're going to have to start looking down at around 53,000 for support as well. What I'm looking at is potential consolidation even for a few more days or whatever, and then an attempt back up to that 67,000. And what I like here is our relative strength's not overcooked. We're at 56 right now, so we have plenty of room to make a nice move to the upside and get one of those big runs Bitcoin likes to do. If we take a look at our cipher here, guys, our VWAP's negative 2.07, so we do want to keep an eye on that. Money flow's been in the green, but it has went down a little bit. But with Bitcoin, sometimes like over here, you can go down and then all of a sudden you get these big pushes back to the upside. So not too concerned about what's going on with that right now, just really patiently waiting to see if we can get that next leg up for Bitcoin. If you think we're going to get it, give me a thumbs up, let me know down low we're going to get it, or if you think we're going to start crashing down, because guys, this is Bitcoin. I can't tell you what's going to happen. All I can do is look at the price action and have my projections of what the most likely probabilities are. And I believe most likely it's easier for Bitcoin to go up into those blue sky breakouts now than it would for it to go down. But that's just my opinion. So the next one we're going to go into is Ethereum. Take a look at ETH. So ETH's at 4,526. So we have broken the previous all-time high. So you can see this here, this green line. And that's what we want to hold as support now. So off the line graph, what we're going to do, we're going to look for 4,167 to hold as support. Also, what we have is this white trend line. So this was drawn on candles. So let me change this just a little bit. So we're still in this uptrend here. That's what we need to hold. So we need to hold 4,167 as support. We need to hold this white trend line. We need to get one of those big pushes to the upside and go challenge $5,000, which I do believe we're going to do at some point here. Ethereum's got a lot of momentum. If you take a look at this chart, guys, just stepping back, we get this trend line out of here just to really show you. And this was my previous entry, guys, if you wanted to see. So I've been doing some Ethereum trading. This one I've been riding for quite a while now. I was in at 3,355 was my last position. So this has been the profit right now. And I'm looking for more extension to the upside if we're able to get it. But if you look at this chart here, guys, I mean, this just looks almost like a massive, if we drew that trend line all the way out, like a massive ascending triangle type deal. And if that volume comes in, serious volume like we had back in here, comes in up here, we really could run hard, maybe even over top of $5,000, start exploring higher levels. But those are the areas we need to hold right now. We got to watch the volume relative strengths at 64, so we have plenty of room to do it. If we take a look at the cipher right here, VWAP is in the negative, negative 2.23, so we got to keep an eye on that money flow in the green, and we do have some red warnings up here. But you also have to remember, when we get these red warnings sometimes, they're just little retracements, then you keep climbing up higher. Had a lot back in this range as well. So I'm more so looking at the relative strength right now, the money flow, the VWAP, that type of stuff. So that's going to be Ethereum, guys, looking for higher levels. Let's see if we can get it in the days and weeks to come. If you're here for ETH, let me know down low. Just put ETH. Next one, we're going to get into Litecoin. And you Litecoiners, you guys are always great with thumbs up and comments and everything else. If you want me to keep doing Litecoin, let me know down low if you're here for that. So for Litecoin, guys, take a look at this chart. Isn't that crazy? So the main thing we're paying attention to right here, this uptrend, we want to hold. We also want to hold, I'm going to call it about $182 as support. Overhead resistance, if we can crack 210, we have a good shot of going up there and potentially hitting around, let's see, guys, we'll bring this down about $232 to $235 would be the next major overhead resistance area that we'd have, and then it'd be up to around that 306. We really could get some nice room to run for Litecoin. So relative strength right now at 57, that's looking good. We have plenty of room there. Money flow is in the green. VWAP, we've moved to the downside. We're at 0.04. So we're still in the positive. We need to get a bounce off that, which that can happen as well, guys. Sometimes you move down, then you bounce right back up. Just keep an eye on that. Momentum waves at about 57 right now for Litecoin. So overall, guys, Litecoin, I'm just going to continue. I was talking to the Wealth Watchman down low that I jumped back into a position. So we had our last Litecoin trade from 157. We got stopped out at 184. I jumped back in at 190, and now I'm riding that right now. So I'm back in a Litecoin position, just patiently watching this. And guys, I think that's one of the things that I messed up with the most when I got into the space. I was seeing, you know, Ethereum prices at $200, Litecoin at 30, Bitcoin at 1,200. And I would always say to myself, well, you know, if I didn't buy the bottom, then I missed out, and I'd look for another opportunity in another coin or whatever. But don't be afraid to where if you do take profits on a trade or whatever, to jump back in if it's still going in the direction you think it's going to go. And you're just in a different trade then. And you try to ride that for as long as you can. Like me, I didn't plan on getting stopped out. I got a big wick down to the downside, and that was it. Otherwise, I'd still be riding the 157 to the upside now. But I think I've missed some opportunities because I'd go, oh, you know, Ethereum's already at $200 or it's already at $300 or Bitcoin's at $1,200 or whatever. It took me a while to learn that I'm just using those as a trading vehicle. And if Ethereum's going to move in huge percentage gains, or Bitcoin or Litecoin or whatever, it really doesn't matter. You don't have to nail the bottom. You know, it doesn't matter if you bought Litecoin here at $71 or back in here. If you're able to get all this, that's great. So learn from my mistakes, guys. Just use these as trading vehicles, and when something's moving to the upside there, it's always nice to have a position in it. You know, you don't want to chase anything when it's going straight up, but just because it's went up a little bit doesn't mean you missed the entire move, I guess is the best way that I could put it there. So guys, that's going to be Litecoin. Then the next one we're going to get into is ADA. So with ADA, we are at $1.99 right now, relative strength at 43. We did get a green cipher dot to the down, or on the downside here, which is a buy signal. So we're going to see if that can actually play out. We did have some heavier volume as well. So if we take a look for Cardano, really stepping back here, guys, these would be the main areas. Got to change all this up because we're on a line graph as opposed to my candles, so it's going to be a little bit different here, guys. But I'd like to see us hold about 189 for support. Overhead resistance, we're going to have to try to get up over top of about 215, then we're going to call it 235. But it's nice to see that we did get a little bit of green volume coming in here, some heavier volume, and we just want to see if we can have this as our higher low, higher high, higher low, just change that trend out of this downtrend that we've been dealing with for about, 2 months or whatever. But just remember, ADA, guys, same deal. It runs really hard to the upside when it does break out. So if we had something similar here, so if we go from our low up to our high, that's 183%. So let's take 183 even from where we're at right now, 183 could put us up to around $5.68. Not saying it's going to go there, but that's how fast and aggressive ADA moves, guys, and volume really comes into it. So last time the relative strength when we had that massive move got up to 90. Right now we're sitting at 43 and we're at $2. So we definitely have some serious room to run if ADA can get this next leg to the upside there. So that's what I'm watching, guys. Love you all. God bless. Take care.